Most online courses are made for broke beginners, not people like you who have started making some money. If you're making up to $500 per month, many of the courses that are made by most Nigerian creators are not really made for you. And that's why if you watch them, if you follow them on or stay with their courses, you get frustrated because you're actually not thinking about making it big. You're thinking about making $10,000 per month or things like that, higher amounts. I'm going to show you why those courses are not made for you and what you really need to go for. Most of those online courses won't work for you, not because they are not good, but because they teach low ticket tactics and they don't focus on strategy, scalable strategy. If you are at the stage where you just need to make some quick $100 online, $200, those courses most of the times will work for you because you are just at the point where you need to just start making some money online. So they work for you. They are good for hustle. They are good for side hustles. Not when you want to start building assets, when you want to build things that you can leverage, when you want to build things that have equity. You want to build things that you can take a break from them for 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year, and they're still generating income for you. For that, you need higher level strategies. You need to learn how to build scalable systems. And those courses don't think about that because they are not meant to achieve that. Why? Majority of Nigerians are actually thinking about making, if they make 1 million naira per month, they will be over the moon. And that's true. So it is not the courses themselves are bad. It's that they are focused on the majority of Nigerians, what those people look for. Those courses don't show you a real clear path to making figures like $10,000 per month and beyond. Even when they claim they can take you to $10,000 per month and beyond, they don't show you real solid info. They give you vague information. They don't show you information or steps, clear steps that will take you from where you are to $10,000 per month and beyond. You see, if you want to get to $10,000 plus per month, you cannot do the things, you cannot focus on doing the things that people do to make $500 per month. You cannot even say, I want to do more of the things that make me $500 per month. The mindset has to shift. There has to be a shift in mindset for you to start earning that amount. You don't necessarily need to work harder. In fact, I dare say you need to work less and work more strategically. So, but those courses don't teach you how to do that. You know why I'm laughing as I'm saying this? Is because from my mentees, it becomes quite obvious. By the time we are doing stuff, like I say, we are doing niche selection, and niche selection takes us 1 month with some of them. And they're wondering, why are we going to spend such time? Is it not just to pick a niche? And by the time we get into it, and we have done 1 month, we look back and ask them, do you now understand why we spent this time? And not even one of them is in disagreement. Not one of them sees that 1 month that we spent picking a niche as a waste of time. So what could we really be doing in a whole 1 month? Because once you get the answer correct, once you get the niche selection correct, it changes everything. It's like the right foundation. And then we get into keyword research. Of course, most people, if you watch a YouTube video, you want to watch YouTube videos on keyword research, you basically find 15-minute videos that will teach you and tell you this is all you need to know about keyword research. Okay, go and practice what they do. You will get similar results to them if you're a very smart person. But look at the problem. By the time you come to our mentorship program, for example, and we teach you keyword research, by the time you're done with it, you just sit down and be shaking your head to see a lot of gaps that even the creators of the tools will never cover because they didn't design those tools to do the things which we are teaching. Because we're going to look at a number of things, and by the time you pick a keyword after our training, you can say definitely this keyword is going to get me X, Y, this range of amount. This is going to work. It's not magic. So those courses are not designed to give you the step-by-step nuanced info. You know, there are there are pieces of information that is not the general basic info. If I want to teach you, let's say I'm a cook, I want to teach you how to cook a goosey soup. There's the basic information. But then you go to somebody's house and taste their egusi soup, and it's different. And the other, but I cook egusi too. The person laughs and say there are things you don't know. Look at the time I add my egusi. Look at how I add it. Look at what I do with the egusi in my plate before I put it in the pot of soup. Look at what I do here, and look at I add this flavor at this point in this thing. I'm going to show you all those nuances. And by the time you understand those nuances, you go and implement them, and you get their results. And people also come taste your egusi and say, "Wow, what's it about your egusi soup?" That's the way it works. So people learn the basics, and they can. If you talk with them, you see they know the basics, but they don't understand that the basics are just like the skeleton. There are little things that fill up. That by the time you understand those little nuances, your results will not double. Your results will multiply tenfold, 20-fold, and much more. Just pause for a minute and ask yourself: are you telling me that people who make $1 million per month online and you are making $500 per month, are you trying to tell me those people work 2,000 times harder than you? Even if all you do is put in 1 good hour every day, is there any human being who can multiply 1 hour by 2,000? So just think about it. They basically know certain things you don't know about what you already know. If you talk about the same things generally, you people will come to the same conclusion. But it is in the nuances that you just begin to say, oh, this is what I'm missing, this is what I'm missing. And you only have to stay with people who know it, and you stay with them as they walk through the process, and you just begin to shake your head and laugh. I did a video about a website that made me over $140,000 within the space of about 2 years. But having grown beyond that point, I look back and I knew just because I picked the wrong niche. I picked the wrong niche. Not because the niche I picked didn't make me a lot of money, but wrong because if I had picked with the knowledge I have now, I would have picked a niche with the effort I put into that website. Instead of making $140,000, I could have probably made up to $14 million within that same time frame. That would have meant about how many times? 100 times more. You see, some of these courses can be loaded with information. They can have pages and pages of content. Or if they are video courses, they can have multiple videos. They tell we have over 300 hours of videos. I have paid for very expensive courses. Like the last one I paid for was about $3,000. After how many years, I was not able to go through just half of the videos, even half of the courses. I couldn't get up to half. So it means it has a lot of information. But you see, what you need is not more modules. You don't need many more modules. You need the few modules that you are interested in. You need to go as deep as possible in it. For example, I have given an example of niche research, niche selection, and keyword research. For example, now, if I want to create a course on how to make money online, I can create over 100 modules on different things. But you discover that what you just basically need for the path you are going might be how to do keyword selection, how to do keyword research, how to write scripts for YouTube videos, and how to publish YouTube videos that get results and things like that. And maybe you don't need more than 7 modules. But of those 7 modules you need some level of in-depth knowledge, the nuances. And then, yes, you want to say, okay, I have 200 good keywords. All of them, I think I can rank for them. Why should I pick number 1 and not number 200? Given that all of them have the same, I can easily win each of them, and all of them have similar traffic volumes. Why should I pick one and not the other? And somebody who is experienced comes and looks at it and says, you see, this one, the intent here, this person is still researching. This person is shopping. This one is comparing. This person has his credit card in his hands. His credit card is not far away from him. He will likely make a purchase if you can convince him. He's at the point of making a purchase. So which one should you buy? Which one should you use rather? That's one step. Another person tells you, yes, even though this one is going to give you more money, but you see, at this point in your channel's growth, you need this one that will make you money. I say, why should I publish a video that might not necessarily make me as much money as this one? And he explains to you why. And tells you, see, a channel cannot be a complete channel if all it does is focus on these keywords that make money. You need these keywords that make money, but keywords that also add value without the prospect of making money for you from affiliate listing. You also need these ones that answer their questions. Why? You want your channel to be a one-stop center for this. Little nuances like that. And explaining when you have done enough of this and when you should go over to this. So what we're trying to say in a sense is that you do not need more modules. You do not need a bigger course. You need a course that has the human interface where you can relate with a human being. I spoke with one of my mentees today, and he spoke with me for about 45 minutes. ChatGPT cannot do that for you. But I bet you, if you know how to use ChatGPT, there are a few questions, things you need to answer about the core info, the theory that ChatGPT will not give you answers to. But you see, there's the nuance that only a human who has been in the trenches can share with you. Because what does ChatGPT do? ChatGPT gives you information based on information that is already out there. And you see, the best kind of information, the ones that are learned experiences, lived experiences, they are not, people don't even write them on their websites. There are things that, that's why you see people pay for masterminds. That's why you see people pay for closed masterminds where they spend a lot of money. Why do they call them masterminds? When you get into those places, you hear people talk about aspects of things that you have not been thinking about. When people begin to tell you, look, this is the most important part of your business, and you say, which part is the most important part? This part of your business that has nothing to do with your business, in the sense that this time you're having recreation with your workers and with this. You're not talking business. You're not doing anything about business. You're just hanging out with them and their families, your core team members, staying with your children at their birthday, buying them gifts. It has nothing to do with business. That's the most important part of your business. And you're wondering, how does this make sense? And this person tells you, because your business is now going from making $10,000 per year to making $1 million per year. Look at the kind of person you need here. Look at the kind of person you need here. And this kind of person can command this salary here, here, here. There are many people coming from him. So he would rather work with a friend who knows his wife and knows his children. It's not a family thing like this. And people give you reasons, and it begins to dawn on you that these are not the kinds of pieces of information that you get anywhere. Like if you work with me and I begin to talk to you about building a team, and I begin to tell you how you really build a team that works and lasts and people don't stab you at the back. That really when you build a solid team, this will become your friends for life. You become friends. Yes, they are your employees, you are the organ, but the truth about it is that you build friendships. And now somebody begins to tell you in the mentorship program that these friendships are actually more important than your funnel. And you begin to wonder, that's not what they taught me in the course I learned. But this person has lived the experience. Let me give you a practical example that will make you understand this. A man was interviewing people who will help him manage his fish farm. And then he was calling them. He wanted somebody who had really done fish farming and had experience. And then he was calling them, say, what's the most important thing for my fish farm? I want to make sure I get results from my fish farm. And he was interviewing different people. You know the one he picked? A man came in, and when he was asking, what do you think is the most important thing? The man says, you need good security for your fish farm. Security men, not gun security men, men who will watch, people who will watch your farm, your fish farm. And they asked him why. He says, because fish farms are susceptible to theft. Because you know those agri fish that are in the ponds, they don't run away from people. They are used to people throwing things at them. So imagine people who come in the night to fish in your fish farm when nobody is around. They just take something and be scooping the fish into their own containers and running away. So the man, when the man gave him this answer, the man who was running the fish farm smiled and laughed, saying, you know about fish farming. Because he knew that if you don't have a well-protected fish farm, you will come at the time of harvesting and discover that people have stolen all your fishes. So the point I'm trying to say is that there are things that if you say you want to go and do a course on how to do fish farming, people will teach you how to feed them, how to prepare the ground and everything. But it's somebody who has been in the trenches who will tell you, if you're doing a fish farm in Nigeria, the biggest problem is petty thieves coming and stealing your stuff. You can only know that by having been in it. It might not sound like big information, but until you start the business and you have taken loans and invested in it, and it's time to harvest, and you discover you only had 30% left, and you never knew. But somebody who has been in it will know how to protect you from that. So online, there are nuances that even if I want to talk to you about them now, we don't have enough time for it. Because let me give you an example. Our sessions, initially we planned them for 1 hour, but now discover that we just have to run 2 hour sessions for our weekly sessions. When people come, and we begin to teach them something that's supposed to be a short term, people will be having questions, little nuanced questions, and we begin to answer them. As we're answering them, others are listening to them. These things are not some of the courses and things we want to teach might be things that if we want to go through the process, just be a 10-minute video. Do this, do that, do this, do that. But by the time you are teaching human beings, people begin to ask you, okay, what if I do this and this happens? What will happen if I do that? And you begin to answer questions that can only be answered by somebody who has done it in real life. And then when you get those answers from somebody who has done it in real life, you enter into your own work with clarity, knowing the things to avoid, knowing the things to focus on, the things that matter, and the things that don't matter. Pareto's principle states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort. It applies. In fact, some people tell you that now with AI and everything, that it is 10% of your efforts that produce 90% of your results. Now the question is, which of your 10% produces the 90%? A good mentor will show you which of the 10% produces the 90% and which ones you should assess and how to assess them. Before then, how to create the systems for them, how to create the standard operating processes for each of the systems, for each step in the system. These things are things that take a bit of time. But if you stay with somebody who walks you through the entire process, you will see you will have clarity. And once you have clarity about what you need to do, you see yourself just jumping from your $500 per month or such low amounts to $10,000 per month and beyond. So if you want to avoid this failure trap of programs that fail Nigerians, not because they are bad programs, but because they are information laden and are not focused on taking you by the hand and guiding you through, considering your own peculiar situations. If you're tired of being stuck by such programs or being hampered by such programs, now you need to move to the next phase in your growth online. You need to go for a mentorship program. Find somebody who is already doing what you want to do at the level you want to do it. And then go to that person, let that person guide you. If possible, work with the person. Let the person guide you. When that person guides you through the process, you will get the results. Most of my closest workers, the ones who really did most of my stuff for me, all of them are on their own now, doing their stuff. Why? I didn't bring them to mentor them. I brought them to do my work for me. But as I kept teaching them my processes, they learned the processes so well that it was inevitable they would just go and start their own at a point. They knew it so well and they were doing it. They mastered it. They saw the ins and outs. All of them are doing fine today. So the next step you need to take is find a mentorship program. I will encourage you to join our own mentorship program. Since you have been watching my videos, join my mentorship program. I will take you by the hand from where you are, whatever level that is. Even if you have not started making money online, we'll take you by the hand and guide you day by day until we get you to $10,000 per month. We will not do the work for you. I'm not doing the work for you. My team members are not doing the work for you. Unless you pay for some people to do some done for you things for you. But look at, we will show you exactly what you need to do. And if you are stuck, you have somebody to ask a question, not somebody who will give you a generic answer. There are some questions you ask that will turn to a full tutorial session for yourself and your fellow team members. If you're getting my point, your fellow mentees. There are some questions that you ask and I will come and have a session with you to explain that and show you, guide you through the process. And you ask all the questions you have. There's nothing like a mentorship. So if you're interested in a mentorship program, click the link in the pinned comment or description below. The title is $10K in 24. But what if you don't have the time, but you really want to also make $10,000 per month? Well, we have something for you called our Done For You program. We title it DFY Passive Income Digital Assets, PIDA. It is the second link in the pinned comment or description below. Click that link. Whether you choose to be part of our mentorship or you want us to do it for you in our Done For You program, when you click the right link, you'll be taken to a page where you will ask you to provide your phone number, your email, and your name. Please do that. When you provide it and submit, you will get an email within 5 minutes to the email address you provided. Please open that email and click the confirmation link. When you click the confirmation link, we will send you another email with two links. One link to an application form and the second link to an overview document. The overview document for the program you have chosen. It will tell you the things you need to know about our mentorship program or our Done For You program, whichever you've picked. When you fill out the application form is for us to know if we are the right fit for each other. Because as awesome as our program is, it is not for everybody. It won't work for everybody. And let nobody deceive you. No program works for everybody. So when you fill out that form, it will help us determine if our program is the right fit for you. And if our system determines that it's the right fit for you, within 5 minutes, you will get a link that will take you to a page where you can book a call with me. Choose the time that is convenient for you and book the call. Once you book that call, you will get another email within 5 minutes with my phone number. Please save my phone number. It's not for you to call me. It's so that you will save it. When I call you, you will know it is not a random stranger calling you, but a call you had booked for. When I call you, you can ask me all the questions you have, and I will take my time to answer you. And once you're satisfied, you can go ahead and pay for the program, whichever program you are interested in, whether our mentorship program or our Done For You package. The ball is now squarely in your court. You can transform your life permanently. Just imagine what $10,000 per month will do in your life. By Nigeria's exchange rate today, that's about 16 million naira per month. Think about what that will do in your life, your family, your extended family, your companions, your neighbors, the effect it will have on your visions and life aspiration. Just think about it and make that right decision. Click the link now. Thanks for watching this video. God bless you and have a great life.